Hey, wait. Stop doing the pizza curl like this. But why? Let me teach you the correct and most effective way. I'm doing this exercise from past 3 years. I got good gains. That's fine. But if you have 5 minutes of time, we will analyze this exercise with the help of art of lifting. Art of lifting? What is that? Art of lifting is a science-based method to analyze the exercise as well as the equipment with respect to the anatomy. Sounds good. Let's see. Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Vijay, and welcome back to the series of science-based biceps exercise. The first exercise we are going to discuss is preacher curl. So before going to the preacher curl, it's better for us to understand how to do a biceps curl. But already I have uploaded a video on biceps curl, how to do it in a right way. That is in detail actually, but in this video I'm not going to go in depth. So better you watch that video. I'll give the link in the description. So first we'll be discussing how to do a biceps curl, then we'll move on to the history of preacher curl, then we'll compare the old and the modern method of preacher curl, and then with those data we will analyze, and then we'll decide how to do a preacher curl in a proper way and the most effective way. At the end I'm going to give you a bonus tip. This is very important, but if you want to understand the bonus tip, you need to understand all the basics first. So don't skip the video until the bonus tip, because those bonus tips will help you grow your biceps like anything. So what I suggest to you is don't skip the video. So please watch the video from beginning to end. And then one thing I'll assure you, after watching this video, you don't need to watch any other video on the similar topic. So let's dive in. So first we are going to discuss how to do a biceps curl. So this is actually a biceps anatomy. You need to make a note of it or take a screenshot of this. But you should keep this in mind. It is very helpful for you to perform better when you are doing a biceps curl. So let us understand the biceps curl with the help of load and force diagram. This is a diagram of biceps curl. So this one I have considered as a dumbbell biceps curl when you are doing with a dumbbell. So this is the initial position and this is the final position. So to understand this, this is the shoulder joint and this is the elbow joint and this is the wrist joint. You are carrying a dumbbell here. So you can see here, this is a line of effort. So what is where from the effort is creating, that is from the biceps muscle, and then this is the line of weight or line of force or the line of resistance, you can call it as. In the initial position, line of effort is parallel with the line of weight or force or resistance. That is what the load and force diagram says. So if you are doing it in that way, it will be more effective. Even you can see in final position also. So when you are lifting it, when it is in this position also, the line of effort is parallel with the line of weight or the force or the resistance. That is what you can see in this figure. That is what when you are doing a biceps curl. So usually people will do like this. They will take in this direction. They will take the dumbbell close to the shoulder. So don't do that. So when you are doing it from here, when you are taking it up, so the force should generate in the upward direction, so that line of effort as well as the line of weight or force or resistance will be parallel with each other. So this is the most effective way to perform a biceps curl. So next we'll move on to the history of a preacher curl. Vince Gironda is the person who developed this technique in 1940s, and later in 1948 he opened his own gym. In that gym he had a preacher bench, and later Larry Scott, the person who is 2 times Mr. Olympia, he made the exercise famous, and then even because of that it is also called as a Scott curl. But the meaning of preacher is someone who preaches. So it's specially about a religion, some religion. So the name is called preacher curl. So what if I say, so what we are performing nowadays and then with the modern preacher bench, both are not the same as earlier. So earlier people used to perform a preacher curl in a different way, and even the preacher bench is also different. So that is what we are going to discuss now. So now let us compare the old and the modern preacher bench. So you can clearly see is there is a lot of difference between old and a modern preacher bench. So what according to Vince Gironda and Larry Scott, what they say is, according to them, so main drawback of the modern preacher bench is it is having a flat arm pad. So you can see here it is having a flat arm pad. So you can see in the old version it is having a round arm pad. According to Vince Gironda and Larry Scott, what they are saying is, so when you are performing in a round arm pad instead of flat arm pad, so your range of motion is more. Okay, so at that time you can hit your biceps muscle in a most effective way according to them. So then what are you thinking now? So the modern feature bench is a scrap? Let's analyze. Hope you guys enjoying the video. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing my channel and don't forget to click on the notification button so that whenever I upload a video, you'll get a notification. I'm putting a lot of effort these days to give you a very good content, so it is taking a lot of time for me as well. So if you are subscribing my channel, it will motivate me to give you a similar and even more good contents for you. So let's stay tuned to the video. So now we will analyze the old feature bench as well as the modern feature bench with the help of our load and force diagram. So clearly you can see make the difference with the benches here. This is what the bench, that is the old one, so old version, and this is the modern bench. So modern bench is having a flat arm pad and the old bench is having a round arm pad. So clearly you can see here with the, as already we discussed about the normal biceps curl, how to do it. We know the statement that even in the initial as well as in the final position of the exercise. So this is the initial position. As the load and force diagram says, both in initial and as well as in the final position, the line of force or the line of weight or the line of resistance should be parallel with the line of effort which is created from the biceps. So you can clearly observe here. So if you observe the old version now, this is the line of force and this is the this is actually line of force and this is the weight, and here also it is the weight. If you observe carefully, it is almost, like you can say, almost 90-95%, more than 95%, it is both force and the effort line is parallel both in the initial as well as in the final position. So both are parallel in both initial and final position. You can see this is the biceps, so the effort line is creating in this direction and the force is like this. So it is almost like you can say 90, more than 95% it is parallel. Here also you can see. But if you are not performing in a right way, it is not the most effective way, because that is also we discussed in the biceps curl, how to do a biceps curl video. If you want to understand that better, you need to watch that previous video. Now we will move on to the modern feature bench. So what actually happened in the modern feature bench is, you can clearly see is, it's not at all matching with the actual condition of the biceps curl according to the load and force diagram. That is, the condition was both the line of force and the resistance or the weight should be parallel with the line of effort. But if you can see here, the line of effort in the modern feature bench when you are performing, it is in this direction. Okay, but line of force is in this direction. So basically it is like this and it is like this. So both are not in parallel in both initial as well as in the final position. In final position also, it's like this, it is like this only. Okay, when you will move on to the practical thing of this, you will understand it even more better. But to understand the practical also in a better way, you need to keep this in mind that both should be parallel. The force line as well as the effort line should be parallel with each other when you are performing a biceps curl. So one more thing you need to observe carefully is, when you comparing the old and modern feature bench, the range of motion is more in the old round arm pad compared with the modern flat arm pad. Once it come to modern, the flat arm pad, two types of feature bench. Usually one will come with a 45-degree feature bench. So if you take an angle here, so from here to here, there will be 45-degree. And compared to this, there is one more will come. So instead of 45-degree, this will be around 55 degree. So when you're performing a feature curl in a modern bench compared to the 45 degree bench, 55 degree bench is more effective just because the angle is more. So what you can observe changes is, so this is 45 degree, so it will be around like this. It will be 80% parallel. You can say it will be 80% parallel when you are doing with a 55 degree bench. So for example, if you consider this as a 55 degree bench, so you can see this is 80% parallel, but here in the 45 degree bench, it is not that much parallel. So remember this, in the old round arm pad feature bench, it was almost parallel, and then modern bench, it is not at all parallel. Okay, but you don't need to worry, there is a method to perform even if you have a modern feature bench. So the modern feature bench is not a scrap.